What's happening, Orlando? Welcome to the weigh-ins. Ariani and Chrissy, ladies and gentlemen. Dana White, without him, none of this would be possible. Joe Silva, best matchmaker on the planet Earth. Bruce Buffer, the voice of the Octagon, and Burt Watson, babysitter to the stars. Hi, Mike Goldberg. All right, we got a banging card for you, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to kick things off in the heavyweight division. Live on UFC Fight Pass. Derek Lewis versus Jack May. On the scale, Jack May. $252.5. And his opponent, Derek Lewis. $256 from Mr. Lewis. First fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, live on UFC Fight Pass. Derek Lewis and Jack May. The next fight takes place in the featherweight division. Mirsad Bektic versus Chaz Skelly. $145 from Mr. Skelly. $125.5 from Mr. Board. And his opponent, Dustin Ortiz. $125.5 from Mr. Ortiz. Ray Borg and Dustin Ortiz. Next, the UFC prelims live on Fox Sports 1. We kick things off in the welterweight division. Jordan Min versus Hernani Perpetuo. Mr. Perpetuo. And his opponent, Jordan Young Gun Min. Perpetuo and Jordan Min, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the middleweight division. Kyle Magalhaes versus Luke Zakridge. His opponent, Kyle Magalhaes. And a half for Mr. Magalhaes. Luke Zakridge and Kyle Magalhaes, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the featherweight division. Esteban Payan versus Alex White. For Mr. White. And his opponent, Esteban Payan. White and Esteban Payan, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the lightweight division. Jorge Masvidal versus Pat Healy. $156 for Bam Bam Healy. And his opponent, Jorge Masvidal. $155.5 from Mr. Masvidal. That's a hell of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Pat Bam Bam Healy and Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Next, we move to the welterweight division. Thiago Pitbull Alves versus Seth, the Polish Pistola Baczynski. $70.5 for Mr. Baczynski. And his opponent, please welcome back to the UFC, Thiago Alves. $170.5 from Mr. Alves. Seth Baczynski and Thiago Alves, ladies and gentlemen. And we got a barn burner for you in the lightweight division. Rafael Dos Anjos and Khabib Nurmagomedov. 155.5 for the Eagle. And his opponent, Rafael dos Anjos. $155.5. Live on Fox Sports 1, ladies and gentlemen, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Rafael dos Anjos. Next, we move to the main card, live on Fox. We kick things off in the middleweight division. Brad Tavares versus Yoel Romero. $185.5 for Mr. Romero. And his opponent, Brad Tavares. $185 for Mr. Tavares. That's an outstanding fight to kick things off on Fox, ladies and gentlemen. Yoel Romero and Brad Tavares. And it gets even crazier. Next fight takes place in the lightweight division. Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Edson Junior Barboza. $156 from Mr. Barboza. And his opponent, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. 155.5 for Cowboy. That is an outstanding fight, ladies and gentlemen. Edson Barboza and Donald Cerrone. The next fight takes place in the women's bantamweight division. Miesha Tate versus Liz Carmouche. For Liz Carmouche. And her opponent, Miesha Tate. For Miesha Tate. Women's bantamweight action, ladies and gentlemen. Liz Carmouche and Miesha Tate. Let's take a closer look at the two men involved in the main event of the evening.
The unknown is what's scary. People don't understand what they're getting in the cage with until the fight's over. You don't know what I'm gonna hit you with. You don't know what's coming.
Travis Brown is a tall, long, rangy heavyweight who has outstanding striking.
Travis Brown finishes Gabriel Gonzaga. He's hurt. That's it. Travis Brown has done it.
But in front of him stands one of the greatest Brazilian jiu-jitsu artists to ever fight mixed martial arts, Fabricio Verdum.
He's tapping. He's tapping. Fedor losing for the first time.
I'm very confident with my training. My condition is very good too. I just won the show. I'm ready for the title shot.
Oh, big Either one of these fighters, if they win, they will be the #1 contender and they will next fight for the title against Cain Velasquez.
Verdum is not seeing anything close to me. For most of my fights, I don't need judges.
I see the big fight. Belt is my big goal.
It's dog-eat-dog world, and he's just in my way.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the evening. Introducing Travis Papa Brown. Mr. Brown. And his opponent, Fabricio Verdum. Mr. Verdum. That is a fantastic main event, ladies and gentlemen. Travis Brown and Fabricio Verdum. And we'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank you very much.
Tomorrow, get ready for the most exciting network card in UFC history.
Here we go!
Fabricio Verdum.
Wow!
Travis Brown.
Right on the button!
Plus, Tate meets Carmouche.
Misha Tate is as tough as they come.
And Cerrone versus Barboza.
This has got Fight of the Night written all over it.
Fox UFC Saturday. Prelims start at 5 on Fox Sports 1. Then switch to Fox for the main card at 8.